I thought I'd do a video today because I have something to say, a bit of an announcement to make. I sold the CRF250L. That's right. I sold Clyde. And it's because of my knees. You know, I like going up in the hills on Clyde. I mean, that's the purpose of it. That's where I got all my joy for the last 7 years, riding that bike. Was going up on, you know, the double track trails that kind of lead into remote areas off the Forest Service roads. That's what I enjoyed doing. And they're always a little bit rougher, well, much rougher than Forest Service roads. And so I'd be up and down off the pegs, and anymore, my knees can't take that. I mean, I'm really fit. I work out 4 days a week. Martial arts type workout, but still the bones are a problem, the tendons are a problem, and you know, you just have to respect that. So it had to happen. Anyway, I came to the decision, and I put it up on Facebook Marketplace and a couple of Facebook groups, as well as a local online rag. Yeah, great response. I had tons of responses and a few offers to buy. I only had the ad up for 3 hours, I think, and the first person to say, hey, I want to have a look at it, and he came over, had a look, and he bought the bike. And price was good. Price was good for him and good for me. So I think it was fair for all. And the most important thing to me, well, okay, maybe not the most important, but just as important as selling the bike was to sell to the right person, sell to someone who is really going to love it, you know. And this guy, nice guy, he lives local to me actually, and by all accounts, he loves it. So I know he's going to have a lot of pleasure on it. So this bike, the CB650F, is the only one in the garage right now. Will it stay that way? I have no idea. You know as much as I do about that one. I mean, it's very possible that I would get another bike, a second bike, but that decision has not been made. But if it were, what would I get? That's a good question, isn't it? I suppose there's a few bikes that I really like. Some of them are, should we say, within reach? And others, no way could I afford. One of the bikes that's within reach, because if I got a second bike, it would have to be something quite different from this. So one of the bikes is the Kawasaki Vulcan S650. I think that's a lovely bike. Yeah, it's a nice little cruiser, but a light cruiser. 650 engine, repurposed from the Ninja 650. So it's a proven engine. It's got plenty of pep. Yeah, I sat on one of those, and boy, comfortable. You know, you can have it fit to yourself. Kawasaki, they do 3 different, is it 2 or 3 different control positions for your feet, forward, mid, and such, and then I think 2 or 3 different seats to put you closer or further, and same with the bars. So you can fit the bike to yourself, which is a really great idea. Anyway, that's definitely a bike that if I were to get a second bike, I might consider that. And at the other end of the spectrum, you know, bikes that I like but are not realistic for me financially. One would be a Harley. It would be the Lowrider S. I really like that bike. I think Harley did a nice job on that. It's getting back to the roots of what Harley is all about. And it seems to be well thought out. But like I say, I am not in a position to afford that, at least right now. I mean, they run around 25 grand Canadian, something like that, 23, 25. Yeah, like about 10 more than I can afford. And that's pushing it. So I won't be doing that. Unless, like I say, things change. Money suddenly flows in my direction. I leave the door open. I know selling the CRF250L, my Clyde, is probably a bit of a disappointment to some of you who have subscribed to my channel based on the fact that there was a lot of content for that bike, because it was either a bike you wanted to get or a bike that you had. I know a lot of people purchased the bike somewhat motivated by the content that I made on it. So I realize some of you are probably not too pleased to hear that, but things change. Things change and life goes on. So it's definitely the beginning of a new era with selling Clyde like that. End of an old era and beginning of a new one. I smell rain. It's not raining, but I smell it. You know that smell you get off the pavement when it rains? A rather pleasant smell, actually. Okay, now it's spitting. Well, there you go. So I've sold the CRF250L, sold trusty old Clyde, and now I'm going home. So take care, ride safe, have fun, catch you on another one.